How's it going, bro? Welcome back to your family-friendly Blooms, LS Mark, Johnny Two Cello, Slush, Armchair Analysis type South Park review video. With South Park about to wrap up their 28th season and December creeping up upon us, I think it would be appropriate to look at their first ever Christmas special, which just so happens to be the pilot for South Park, that being the 2 Spirit of Christmas shorts. But first, we must talk about the 2 men responsible for the series. Trey Parker and Matt Stone were 2 guys who grew up in parts of Colorado, Conifer and Littleton, respectively. They both met in film school and found they had a shared love of a sense of humor and Monty Python, who were these really funny guys from Canada. After doing their first project, a musical comedy based on the infamous cannibal Alfred Packer called Cannibal the Musical, the duo were looking for work by the early 90s. By 1992, Trey Parker remembered doing a construction paper animated short with a tape recorder and a Japanese college roommate of his, so they decided to make another animated short in the style of that, but this time it would be a Christmas card. Said Christmas card was the first ever Spirit of Christmas short, Jesus vs. Frosty. Right away, we begin with 4 boys making a snowman. While singing the Frosty the Snowman song, one of the boys warns the others to not put a hat on the snowman because it will bring him to life, and bad things will happen.
He's gonna come to life. Cool. No, it's not cool. My sister in Minnesota put a hat on a snowman and it tried to kill her. Fuck him. Let's do it anyway. Yeah.
And there you have it, the first ever F-bomb uttered in pre-South Park history. The boys proceed to put the hat onto the snowman, and he does in fact come to life, spawning a nasty face and tentacles that wrap around the chubby kid of the group as he chucks him into the snowbanks.
Oh my god! Frosty killed Kenny!
And now the first instance of a Kenny death in pre-South Park history. Though, it is very strange that prototype Kenny would go on to be Cartman in the proper series. After arguing for a bit, the boys head over to Santa telling him what happened, but it turns out that it's Frosty in disguise. The boys make a break for it, and prototype Kenny is soon killed. But there is still one person who might be able to stop all this. The 2 remaining boys head to the nativity scene and ask baby Jesus to help them. He springs from the manger and engages in a battle with the killer snowman, finally ending him off by chucking a halo like it's a ninja star, decapitating the monster. And so the short ends with Proto, Stan, and Kyle sharing the first ever I learned something today moment by saying the true meaning of Christmas is all about the presents.
But you know, I learned something today. I learned about the true spirit of Christmas. Really? What's it all about? Presents. You see? Presents. Hey, man, let's go home. I know where my parents hide my presents. Cool.
Hey, at least this is an intentionally mean-spirited cartoon, so there's more of a reason to that, compared to when they did it in Dexter's Laboratory.
So that was Jesus vs. Frosty, a short made by 2 dudes from Colorado just for funsies. It was then shared around by a ton of people in the entertainment industry, like a pre-internet example of a viral video. Crappy animation, voice acting, production, and all. This got really popular. So soon enough, a high-end executive at Fox by the name of Brian Graydon asked Matt and Trey if they'd be interested in making another one that could potentially serve as a backdoor pilot. This takes us to 3 years later with the second Spirit of Christmas short, Jesus vs. Santa.
Robert T. Pooner presents a Crank and Blast production. Totally legit names. All it needs is a directed by Alan Smithy credit.
This is also the first instance of the name South Park, with the sign at the beginning, which is actually based on a real place in Colorado, South Park County, where, allegedly, a lot of really scary and spooky things happened, like alien invasions. Hence the very first episode of the show dealing with aliens. We open with the 4 boys in their regular forms, Stan, Kyle, Kenny, and Eric Cartman. They sing Christmas songs until Stan questions why Kyle would sing these songs since he's Jewish. Kyle immediately course corrects and starts singing the dreidel song. Long before they actually had a proper dreidel song cover,
Hanukkah sucks. Don't you oppress me, fat boy. Don't call me fat, buttfucker. Then don't belittle my people, you fucking fat ass. Ah, damn it, don't call me fat, you buttfucking son of a bitch.
and thus the Kyle-Cartman rivalry was set in motion. In that moment, Jesus descends from the heavens and asks the boys if they can assist him in taking down a mighty adversary, so they lead him to where such a villain could reside.
I must find a place called the Mall.
It's over this way. Oh, God damn it, you stepped on my foot, you pig fucker. Dude, don't say pig fucker in front of Jesus. Ah, fuck you.
That's our Cartman.
They arrive at the town mall and we see who Jesus wants to fight, Santa Claus. And hey look, A prototype Wendy Testerberger is the little girl sitting on Santa's lap, only to get thrown off once they begin their fight. It's always neat to see little details that would eventually become mainstays in the actual show. After a hand-to-hand fight sequence, which results in the first proper Kenny death, the two try to convince the boys to go on their side. Jesus citing that he died for their sins, and Santa citing that he brought them presents since they were 3 years old.
I don't know what to do, dude. Who should we help?
I say we help Santa Claus.
You're just saying that because he brings you candy.
Hey!
But in all of the confusion, Stan then asks the age-old question.
Wait, just a second. Now we've got to think here. Now let's see. What would Brian Boitano do?
Did someone say my name?
Brian Boitano then tells the boys they shouldn't have to choose one or the other because this is that time of year where we should genuinely care about everyone, no matter what they believe in. And this was one of those rare times where South Park parodied a celebrity, and it was mostly positive. And apparently Brian Boitano really loved it and ran with the catchphrase for a very long time. That's great!
You have to understand that Santa is keeping the spirit of your birthday alive by bringing happiness and joy. Yeah, and Santa, you need to remember that if it weren't for Jesus, this day wouldn't even exist.
Wow, even since the pilot, the boys found truth somewhere in the middle instead of taking sides. Or, as some self-entitled big-brain blue checkmarks on Twitter might say, South Park made it cool to not care about anything.
Thank you, boys. Come on, Kringle. I'll buy an orange smoothie. Ooh.
And now for the same I Learned Something Today moment from the original Spirit of Christmas short, where they tell us what the true meaning of Christmas is all about in a very South Park kind of way.
Christmas still is about one very important thing.
Yeah, ham. No, not ham, you fat fuck! Fuck you!
Christmas is about something much more important. What? Presents. Don't you see, Kyle? Yeah, presents.
Hey, man, if you're Jewish, you get presents for 8 days.
Wow, really? Count me in.
Yeah, I'll be a Jew, too.
It's funny he says that, because in another reality, Cartman could have potentially become a Jewish rabbi going by the post-COVID special.
Dreidel, 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 I made you out of clay. And dreidel, 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 this dreidel I will play.
And after that, the rest was history. Fox and MTV passed on the series since they already had Simpsons and Beavis and Butthead, and at the time growing channel called Comedy Central needed programming, so they picked it up, and it went on to become their most popular show that helped put them on the map. And with all that said, this show made so many people laugh and ticked off so many others in the process. But hey, what do you guys think of South Park? Well, as you can tell from my Blue Sky account, South Park made it uncool to care about anything or take anything even remotely seriously. It's just a bunch of centrist right-wing propaganda. Not to mention there are so many people who watch that show that unironically look up to Eric Cartman. And in the end, it's just made society way more racist, sexist, homophobic, and problematic. Ugh.
Well, as you could tell from my Truth Social, South Park was one of those things I used to pretend to care about because they would make fun of things that I disagreed with, like the liberal Hollywood elites and the SJWs. But then when I actually took the time to watch the show, I realized that there are so many just horrible moments mocking my faith and especially my president. So because of that, I have to turn my back to such blatant, woke, left-wing propaganda garbage. I don't know, I mean, I like South Park. I'm not gonna act like I agree with every single episode or, you know, every episode's perfect or doesn't have flaws, but I mean, I like the show. I still try to keep up with it, even though there have been episodes I haven't liked and seasons that I thought kind of sucked, but I don't know, I like the show. I think it's fine. I still think it's pretty funny.
Well, you guys then. Tune in next time to South Park Fanboy Reviews, where we'll be looking at what many dub the best episode of the entire show, Make Love Not Warcraft. But until then, I'm the South Park Fanboy. I fanboy over South Park, and you will respect my authority!
Fighting grizzly bear.